Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Speak Up Sis page. It is good to see you all today. Happy Sunday. We are on day 7 of the Everyday Woman series, Refuse to Be Silent. This is Speak Up Sis's way of honoring those women who make history by refusing to be silent in her story every single day. So welcome back into the space. For those of you who've been with us all 7 days, I would love to hear what it is you think about what you've seen so far. I have been blown away. It's been a phenomenal 6 days. And let me tell you something, on the 7th day, we've got Miss Trinisha Marks, also known as the Cookie Lady. And she is always amazing. I have heard her speak in some different arenas, and she always gives it to us straight from the heart. And so I am really looking forward to hearing what it is that she has to share with us today. I ask that you all will please share the live in your own spaces, on your own personal pages and your own networks and things of that nature. There are hundreds of thousands and millions of women who need to hear that they're not alone and that it is so okay to open up their mouths and share the word of their testimony every single day. So please, I ask that you will share these videos, these lives in your own spaces. Today, our sponsor is Zeta Zoe LLC. Zeta Zoe LLC is both an events and counseling business. Zeta Zoe also has specially made shoes that allow you to have comfort as well as be fashionable. So please make sure you check out Zeta Zoe. It is owned and operated by Rosetta Parker-Austin. The website will be streaming at the bottom of this live, and it is posted in the post, aliveshoes.com/Zeta Zoe. And I believe this is a newly released heel. So all of you ladies who are interested in heels, comfortable heels, specially designed heels, please make sure you check out Zeta Zoe LLC. And the link will be scrolling at the bottom. All right, everyone. So let's get into why we are all here today. Let's meet Miss Trinisha Marks. Hi.
Hello.
How you doing today, sis?
I am blessed. It's a beautiful morning.
It is. The sun is shining. You can see it a little bit coming in my window. I am loving it. It's still a little cool, but I'm loving the sunshine, loving it. So I'm going to get out of the way and allow you to have the floor. Are you ready?
I'm ready. And I want to thank you. Thank you for this opportunity, this amazing platform.
Oh, you're welcome, sis. Thank you for saying yes. Here we go.
Hello, everybody. So I am Trinisha Marks. I'm also known as the Cookie Lady. Let me tell you, I'm also known as the Reset Coach. But my topic today is basically talking about how to find my voice when life silenced it. I refused to allow the enemy to silence my voice. Well, let me just tell you a little bit about what was happening. I answered the call to purpose, and I was so excited. I was traveling all over the world, and I was empowering people, just going and telling people about who God was and the call that God had on my life. And so all of a sudden, my body starts locking up, and I don't know really what's happening. I found out I was overcoming fibromyalgia at the time. Next thing I know, I'm in the middle of a divorce, of being in a relationship. Me and my ex-husband were together for almost 30 years, married for 22. And one day he went to sleep and woke up and never spoke to me again. And I didn't know why. There was no angry, I hate you, you hate me, and your feet stink. It was none of that. It was just, at the end of the day, my whole life came crashing down. My kids were in and out of going through so much stuff, in and out of juvenile, so many things. And I was called to the world. And so I'm like, God, I answered this call. Next thing I know, my whole life started falling apart. And so I found myself like really fighting with purpose, because how could I be called the reset coach when everything around me was resetting? How could I be called the reset coach when it seems like everything around me had so many, there were so many moving parts, and there were parts that I could not fix. These were things I could not fix. So sometimes when we can't fix things, we tend to shut down on stuff. So that's really what it was. So then I tried to rebuild my life in the midst of the ruins. I tried to be okay. I tried to pull my life together and start working. So then I started working in a company, because now I found myself going from a two people income to now to one. So I opened and launched Remarkable Creations, which I'm known as the cookie lady, because my cookies are just amazing. So everybody likes the cookies. So that's what it is. And so my what I really want to talk about today is, I want to talk about when life doesn't look like what you think it should, but you still need to speak. So everything was happening. I had so many things going around, and I was booked. I mean, I was booked. I was booked. So I'm going in, and I remember one thing. I was called to do a restored retreat, and I'm in this beautiful place, Sandy Valley, and Sandy Cove. I'm sorry, Sandy Cove, and everything is so beautiful. And I'm up in my room bawling, because I don't feel like, what do I have to share with these women? I don't know what to tell them. I don't know if I'm staying married, if I'm getting a divorce. I don't know what's happening. My whole life is upside down. And I remember in the quietness, I remember the Lord told me to just share that in my worst day that he was with me. And I went into that room, and that was the first time I publicly told my testimony. So I want to talk a little bit about just kind of define just a couple of words, and I'm going to leave you with some principles. Okay. So we talked about how my life was all upside down. We got that. Don't cry for me though, because God has rebuilt me. So it's not the end of the world. I don't feel sad. I'm rebuilding my life. But let me tell you this. So refuse is to indicate that one is not willing to accept or to grant. So remember when I said refusing to allow the enemy to steal your voice, or refusing to allow life to silence you. When you look up voice is defined as let's see, where is it at? Voice is defined, well, in this particular definition I want to use, it talks about an opinion or attitude expressed. So the reason why it was difficult for me to find my voice is because I felt like I had no control over anything that was happening. And so I want to speak to the people right now that life has hit you hard and you have no control over what's happening. And I want to give you some steps that'll help you to find your voice in the midst of this, to be able to not be silent. Well, the first thing I realized is that I needed to go to something that was bigger than me. I need to understand that I had a call. I was so connected to so many people and things that I couldn't quit. Because if I quit, it would mean these people that I was trailblazing for wouldn't be able to go. And not only that, it was my life. I had to choose whether I was going to choose to live my life or whether I was going to choose to just die. I mean, that's really what happened. That's how serious it was. So I had to redefine who I was. Redefine, who am I? You can a situation where you get to the bottom, where you're at the bottom of life, you get to decide who you're going to be and who you're going to reinvent yourself to be. So I can look at this like my life is over. I can look at this as a redefining moment. It's very important, your perspective, when you're going through these situations. Your perspective. One thing I knew was I would not be bitter in my better place. I could not. I could not sit there and hate my ex-husband. I couldn't sit there and tell the story like I was a martyr. I couldn't do all of those things because and I'm only using that situation because it was the biggest thing for me. I planned for everything else. I didn't plan for a divorce. I planned for one of us to die. I planned for somebody to get sick. I planned for it because those are in our vows. I never planned for the place where where we weren't together. I didn't plan for that place. So now I'm trying to recreate my life without a very big moving part of my life. But I knew that I could not be bitter in my better place. That was one thing. And the second thing so the first thing is redefine youth. The second thing is understanding healing comes in layers. It comes in layers. Don't beat yourself up. Understand It comes in layers. There are moments I'm good, and there are moments that life happens, and I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding what's happening. So give yourself a moment. Give yourself a moment and understand that healing comes in layers. You may not have it all together before God asks for you to go. The third thing is learn to embrace what's left so you can build again. The fact of the matter was, I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm literally now the cookie ladies empowering people in third world countries, teaching them how to have their own businesses, teaching them how to bake. I'm teaching them how to operate their businesses and do the things that they need to do so that they can build generations of wealth. But what if I had to quit? What if I had to quit? All these people who are connected to my destiny, they wouldn't be who they need to be. The fourth thing is own where you are. Own it. Own it, sis, bruh. Wherever you are right now, own it. Own it. This is me. And I have learned to be unapologetically me. There are some things that when there are some things in my healing process that I'm not anymore. There's some decisions I made while I was trying to heal that weren't so sound. But guess what? Now that I'm healed, I don't have to stay in those decisions anymore because I get a chance to define who I am. I get a chance and I get to own who I am. The fifth one is learn how to ask for help. Learn how to ask for help. You're still here. Ask for help. It's okay. It's okay. While you're defining and you're trying to figure it out, learn how to ask for help. The sixth thing is commit to yourself, your set journey. For me, it was resetting my life right now, resetting who I am right now so that I can get an understanding as to what God has for me. Where am I at? What do I need? What does my life need to look like? Can you visualize where God is taking you? Can you see? Visualize it, see it. And then the last point is redefine your vocabulary. What are you speaking to yourself? What are you speaking to yourself? Are you speaking? Are you rehearsing all the bad stuff? One of the things my coach told me was, she said, purpose does not go on pause. That's what she told me. She said, I don't care what you're going through. Purpose does not go on pause. And so I want to tell you today, purpose doesn't go on pause. Yes, it was true. I felt like I wasn't, and people were saying, how do you feel like you can reset other people's lives and your life is going crazy and you're doing a lot of stuff? Because I'm working on a purpose that's greater than me. What you don't understand is I'm building in a country that I've never walked on. God has given me acres of land in Africa, Ghana and Kenya and all those different places so that I can do it. He gave it to me as a reminder that I'm going to walk the land one day, that I'm going to be able to go where I need to go and be able to do it. It's a reminder that my healing, overcoming the fibromyalgia, my healing is going to come. And so I want to encourage you today as my time goes down, I want to encourage you today to understand that don't be bitter in your better place. It doesn't do you any good. Forgive and move on so that you can redefine who God has called you to be. And don't allow anything to silence the voice that God gave you, because it is your job to speak to this next generation. It is your job to tell them. I had moments where thought I was going to lose my mind. I had moments that I couldn't articulate what was happening in my heart. But let me tell you one thing. In those moments, I found a strength that I never knew that I had. I found a strength and a will to live and a will to go on. And now it's my job to help and restore voices to people who feel like they had nothing left to say, to feel like they were abandoned, to feel like they went through situations that were that was not in their control. I may not be able to control what's happening to me, but I can certainly define what my response is going to be. I can decide what my response. I have power over me. And so that's the last thing I want to tell you is you have power over yourself and your responses. So life may seem like it's going crazy, but you have the ability to produce an effect in your life because God gave you your voice and never stop speaking.
I always forget to unmute myself. I'm steady listening, typing, trying to be in the conversation with you. And I'm like, oh, you're supposed to be hosting. I bless God. Thank you so much, Trinisha. I already knew you had something strong and powerful to say to the people When I tell you, and the last thing I typed, you have power over you and your response.
You do.
I think that is so important for people to understand. You know what? You were 3. You couldn't control what happened to you at 3. You were 12. You couldn't control it. Mom and dad divorced when you were 9. You had no control over that.
Yeah.
However, at this place, right?
Yes.
You have control over your healing. You get to determine whether or not you want to heal. You get to determine how you go about healing. Like you get to choose. You really do. And I think that is such a powerful statement. It seems simple, but many people don't realize that they have a choice.
Yes. I had the power, and that's why I couldn't stay bitter, because I have the power to love again. I'm a whole life. No matter who walked away from me, no matter who decided, no matter what it was, I'm a whole wife. I was called that from before the foundation of the earth. I'm somebody's helpmeet. So how dare I shut myself down to where I'm not giving that part because of what somebody else did?
Yes. Yes. A whole wife and a whole life.
Come on, then. Right.
Come on. You got me throwing stuff today. Thank you. My goodness. I know in my soul that there are people listening right now and who will listen to this later who need to hear exactly what you shared today. So again, thank you so much for spending this time with us today on a Sunday.
Yes.
I know this is a lot of people's worship day. So I thank you for taking the time. And she's in Las Vegas, everybody. So it's like what, 8 o'clock?
Yeah.
8 or 9 o'clock your time.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's 9 o'clock your time. So I thank you for getting up early with us. And I would also like to thank our sponsor for day 7, Zeta Zoe. I don't know if I'm saying Zoe or Zoe, but it's Zoe. Zeta Zoe LLC. This is a counseling and event planning business. And there's even a branch that makes these gorgeous, comfortable shoes. And I want y'all to see those right now. I'm going to let y'all get a glimpse before we leave. Look at these. This is Zeta Zoe, owned and operated by Rosetta Parker-Austin. If you love wearing fashionable shoes, but you need them to be comfortable too, why don't you all check out Zeta Zoe? And the website is in the post, aliveshoes.com/ZETTAZOE. Thank you so much, Zeta Zoe LLC, for sponsoring day 7. And with that, everybody, we're out for the day. Please make sure you join us here at noon Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, Monday, for day 8. We've got a whole new set of women for next week. So make sure you join us and make sure you share the broadcast. Trinisha, you have a beautiful Sunday. Thank you again, sis. And until next time, bye, everybody.